Hey, what's up guys? Toby here from the Master Box Show, and patch number 7 just released. Today we'll be breaking down all of the patch notes and see what are the goodies that are in store for patch number 7. In all honesty, this patch is just a beast. It's one of the biggest patch that I've seen ever. We didn't just get new features, we also got improvements, fixes, visuals, and all of those stuff included for the patch. If you guys are worried for spoilers, I will not be discussing any story related stuff as well as any improvement to Act 1, 2, and 3. We're just going to be focusing on the features, gameplays, as well as a few tweaks that we will be expecting for this video. If you guys are new to the channel, I make a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 content and builds, as well as mod videos for you to enjoy. I also highlighted all of the more important stuff if you want to read along, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with the opening letter. This is going to be more of an overview through the amazing features that patch number 7 has. So we're just going to be reading along. Patch number 7 just released today, and with the coming of a new evil ending cinematics, along with honor mode improvements and new legendary actions, split screen improvement and new way to mod your game, and a whole new bunch of gameplay improvements and bug fixes. For Mac and console players, this is one of the patches that is so packed with changes and new features, including official mod support for all platforms. Unfortunately, Larian just pushed the release to October, so for you guys in other platforms, please hold on a bit. It's quite necessary for them to iron out all of the technical issues as well as the requirements that they need for those mods to be compatible in other platforms. This also means that console players will not be able to load cross saves if they come from patch number 7 on PC, and multiplayer between PC and Mac will not also be possible yet. They're still working on bringing the crossplay for Baldur's Gate 3, and like patch number 7, this requires a lot of work and testing before they're prepared to release it. For us in the community, most likely we need to consider that this will be the final big patch that Larian will be pushing, and most likely there will only be minor patches that will be coming along in the future. And eventually, all things must come to an end. So for Larian, this will be the final hurrah for a major update until they focus on another project that most likely we'll be covering in the future. And as for any major patch, most likely all of our third-party mods will be broken. So as a quick reminder for everyone, please do update your mods as soon as possible. Larian also understands that we use third-party mods that utilize script extenders, and as part of the toolkit for the patch, they also work with the author of Script Extender in order for it to be compatible for patch number 7, so most likely Script Extender is still viable for everyone to use. Talking a little bit about the dark endings, whether you embraced absolute power, carried out your father's will, played an origin character, or were a general menace in society, you'll soon find out that patch number 7 introduced 13 new cinematics for other varying conclusions for our most evil playthroughs. In my case, I will be doing all of the evil endings of each origin characters after I conclude my own evil ending for my Dark Urge. If you're a streamer, they changed the show cinematic nudity gameplay settings and changed it into show sexual and violent cinematic for the update in order for it to be more accurate to the description. You can toggle it on and off for those explicit content, plus a few select moments where extreme violence may be distressing to some people. A really nice tweak for the Dark Urge is also included here. Larian addressed this back in Community Update 28. While we are playing the Dark Urge, a certain bard would now be able to join our party as a control board character, but that is most likely temporary. So if you guys love that certain bard like myself, and I'll do everything that I can to save her till the very end. Legendary actions is also included for this patch, so if ever you guys are gonna be running your second honor mode play, most likely you'll be getting a new surprise like Malice Storm's new legendary action called Grasping Appendages, which I was totally correct in guessing in my previous videos. That its function is like the Steel Watcher's grappling claw that will pull the target towards the boss. We are bringing you another way to mod Baldur's Gate 3 saves with patch number 7 introducing our very own in-game mod manager and modding toolkit. With this new and supported way to create and install mods, you should see improvements in compatibility and accessibility, and can rest more assured that your supported mods work whenever you play Baldur's Gate 3, which is included in consoles a little down the line. I haven't delved into modding support yet. I'm currently updating the game, and most likely I will be delving into it and giving you the proper list of the mods that you most likely need to get in a few days. The thing that I noticed here is a really good filtering system, so we can now filter all of the mods that we want to get, especially Especially the ability to handpick all of the mod type that we want to include our game. Based on my first observation in this page right here, I already see a couple of mods that I want to recommend to you guys, but most likely I will be testing this out before giving the official list, so please look forward to that. We can also manage our mods for our multiplayer parties by ensuring we have the same mods installed and enabled. I'm not really sure about this function yet. I assume that most of our party members will see what are the mods that we have installed, and most likely we need to coordinate with everybody so that we all have the same mods enabled in our load order. Delving into the modding toolkit, we can now make custom-made mods directly into Baldur's Gate 3 for people who want to start their modding journey or start making their own mods to be published in the official Baldur's Gate 3 support window. Now for the community guidelines, if we want to start modding the game, Lorian will be posting a community update in the not-so-distant future that'll delve into more detail on both creating and using the supported mods. For the meantime, there are a few guidelines here if you want to read along on all of the stuff about modding, getting started in navigating your created mods, as well as creating new mods and browsing mods online either in-game or other websites. Now for the highlights and the bread and butter of this patch. The highlights is introducing evil endings, that is the 13 new evil endings that I mentioned earlier for all of those truly villainous playthroughs, tying up and activating mod manager that lets us browse, install, and use the mods that create the community, as well as curating the third-party mods that we got from Nexus. Another update that wasn't mentioned in the letter is the revamped split screen. When we play on split screen, two halves of the same screen will now dynamically merge together. They also dynamically split apart when the characters are far away. Honor mode improvements that I mentioned earlier, Dor Razglin has the spider pit. He will now try to befriend them whenever we throw him to the spiders. Unlike the previous tactic that we do before, Razglin gets the new ability called Arachnid Compulsion, so that will make them band together and attack us. The bullet now has a new condition called Diamond Scales, new legendary action called Shredding Scales. Most likely this will give bleed attack. Malostorm, as I mentioned earlier, getting Grasping Appendages. Spectators now get new auras called Panic Sentinel and Ocular Nightmare respectively. Panic Sentinel maybe means that you need to succeed a saving throw in order for you to not get feared. The Githyanki leader for the ambush in Act 2 has a new legendary action called Soul Sacrifice. I assume that it is more of a soul branding like skill such as Minthara's. The Githyanki leader at the Knight of Shield hideout will also get a new legendary action. Pataris, our good guy Githyanki, will also get another legendary action called Patharian Dogma. Other really notable improvements is the updated the reactions UI, so that we only need to toggle the reactions that we want to use. Instead of every time we use an attack or we attack a target, we don't keep pressing the do not react multiple times. Finally, somebody fix this. There's also a new panel called Donate Magic Items for Gale that lets us show items in our Traveler's Chest instead of the items that we have currently in our possessions. There's also an improvement to the soap and sponges in the game. Instead of use, it is now replaced into consume. We can now start custom game modes using honor mode mechanics when we start our new playthroughs. This will let us get the honor mode challenge without all of the drawbacks like getting one save only and wiping to bad RNG. The Koatoa in Act 1, it will now build an army for you and will be in support for the final battle. Talking about final battles, the Guardians that you helped in Act 3 will also give you support while sending out friendly Steel Watchers for the final battle. Are really good improvements for all of the summoners out there. Group hide will no longer affect your summons. Another gameplay improvement that feels like it's directed to me, we can no longer cheese the leap of faith in the Gauntlet of Shore by just clicking the final platform and letting your character just beeline themselves to that area. Performance fixes is for the continuous improvement of stability optimization across the game, implementing some under the hood fixes, and the most notable thing here is optimized performance in noticeable more crowded areas like the NPCs in the lower city or maybe in Rivington in Act 3. Most likely this will reduce all of the peak memory usage when loading for the levels for the first time. Cinematic reworks are polishing the facial expressions and emotions across companions and dialogues. This was discussed on the previous community update regarding the facial facial animations of characters in their kissing scenes, as well as their cinematics, particularly for the Vampire Lord Asterion scene. Across all act improvements, there are a lot of things that are included here, but I only highlighted the things that I really like and the things that I don't like. Speaking of the things that I don't like, is upcast of Witch Bolt can no longer be used in Meta Magic Twin Spell. I actually exploit this a lot. You can use Twin Spell to link another target, connecting you to two enemies using Witch Bolt and just dealing damage to them in a safe distance. Monk's Clench of the North Wind spell now targets up to 2 characters at level 9. In all honesty, this spell is still trash and most likely we will not be utilizing this for our builds in the future. Enemy NPCs can no longer use dash again while in the effect of their first dash. A really cool mechanic improvement for one of my builds, which is the Fungal Infestation, can now be used as a reaction when killing a target. Druidic spells that you get from Halcyon for free can now be upcasted. They also fixed Cloud Kill AoE and enabling damage on the edge of the range. For the final notable improvement mechanic is swapping weapons between characters in combat now properly consumes an action for both. Gameplay improvements across all acts, improve AI pathfinding across dangerous areas both in and out of combat. Finally, our AI are now better. They don't just mindlessly get stuck, forcing us to individually control them to get him out of that situation. They also fixed the Chest of Mundane that handles item stacks higher than its maximum. There is still so much more improvement across all acts for this patch, like it's just insane. Like some legendary actions and other reactions can now trigger further away. I'm not really sure what this means, but most likely we'll be learning what this is when we play honor mode. And the final notable fix that I like here is fixed a bug where acquiring Devil Sight passive while standing in Cloud of Darkness doesn't work until you moved out of the cloud. I continuously have this issue if ever I use a really sneaky build that utilizes a darkness spell, and most likely the build will now work. If you guys want to learn other improvements such as the improvements in the gameplay for Act 1, 2, and 3, I will be linking the full article in the description below. And that's it guys for the quick breakdown of the important parts for patch number 7. Thank you for watching this video. In a few days, I will be posting my most recommended mods for you to get from patch number 7, so look forward to that. If you want to support the show, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. While you're at it, I'm really curious to know, what do you guys think about patch number 7? Or are you excited to get the patch for consoles and other Mac players? I would love to know all about it, including your questions and clarifications in a comment below. Shoutouts for all the people who subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys for all the amazing support, and for all the people who haven't subscribed yet, thank you for watching my videos, and I hope I earn your subscriptions in the future. But if you earn it today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. For everyone who's wondering what are the best mods for July 2024, just check out these videos right here. Finally, that's it for me. Up to you soon in the next Master Box Show. Peace out. Bye guys.